to show you some finishing touches, some of which are optional. So if you wanted to give her a sash, I'm just going to take, I have some like light gray on hand, just for demonstrative purposes. So you can, I'm going to do it as a sash instead of a bow, but you could do it as a bow in front if you wanted to instead. Totally up to you and your preference. Just make sure you tie it tight, and that'll give her a nice waist. Okay, and then just pull off the excess. Oops. And try not to drop them. Go ahead and pull that a little bit more. Okay. Redo the bow. Oops. Okay. So you can do something like that, completely optional. If you wanted to, you could also add to the hat, you could add a little colored brim. Again, optional. You could use some of the yellow to do that. I'll just know. The thing about these is they're completely personal. So you can add what you want, or you can just do it, you know, the very basic one that I put the picture up of. And you could felt that so it's nice and neat if you wanted to. On there. Okay. Alright, so then you're going to take your curly locks, and you don't need a lot, because you got to kind of arrange them and stretch them out and things like that. So I'm going to kind of stretch out the hair a little bit, and then I'm going to start placing it on her head. I don't want her hair to be too long, so I'm just going to start tacking that on. I'm going to bring it together a little bit there. You can see how I've kind of squished it together a little bit, and then I'm just going to tack it on there. And then come down here and tack it. Okay, so you can see we got that started there. Now grab another piece and fluff it out. Actually, I think I'm going to do it like that. And I'm going to bring that one over a little bit more on her head there. Alright. You see that overlapped a little bit, so we're going to make sure that we tack it down good. Okay. Now, And tap that down a little bit more too, to get the hair to lay it down nicely. Alright, so you can see we're going to start, but she's bald in the back. Alright. So grab another piece and fluff it out. Some of it is pretty tight compacted there. Okay. So I'm actually going to pull that apart. And then you're just going to place some on the back of the head there. And then felt it down. No, I don't want, ouch, careful. I don't want her hair to be too long, just long enough to cover the back of her head, so I might squish it up a little bit and stuff like that to cover up everything. And you gotta remember her hat is also gonna be on top of her head. So just kind of squishing it up there a little bit and then start carefully tacking it down. And then if you've got a bunch of like fuzzies sticking up, you just kind of try to wrap the needle around them and then felt it down. Okay. Alright, so let's grab some more, fluff it out. We're almost done covering the back of the head. Okay, so her hair is completely on, and then you can just kind of move any hair around to make sure that all of the flesh tone is covered. Okay. And if you feel like it needs a little bit more, like there's kind of a weird laying there, so then I've got a little bit that I can add on. Like right there. Just kind of stretch that across the top and cover up any bits there. Okay, there we go. So now her hair is laying pretty well. I mean, witchy, right? Okay, and then you just are going to put your hat on top. Now you can decide if you want it kind of jaunty or if you just want it straight on top. So all you're going to do is place the hat on her head, and then you're going to take your needle and go straight into the top of her head. All the way around the cone. Again, be careful. Okay. So you're going to have to do that a couple of times before it's going to be attached firmly. I guess it would help if you could see. Okay, sorry. Okay, you can see it's starting to attach. So poke 4 or 5 times before you move on to the next spot. And if you stick by the cone, it won't be noticeable. And again, if you want, you can add a sash afterwards in case you do have any holes. So you can see it's starting to attach. Now if you feel like the brim is too big for her head, then you can just go through with some scissors and cut it down a little bit. I'll lay it down so you can kind of see. And like literally right at the edge where the cone and the brim come together. And then making sure it's pushed down on her head. Okay. So you can see now it's not coming off. And then with the hair and the hat, and then you can make your, brim however you want. You can make it swishy, you can make it straight out, you could make it a little jaunty. It's up to you. I'll pull it back a little bit. Alright. I hope you enjoyed. And then of course if you made your pumpkin, then she can hold her pumpkin. A little lower there. There you go. Oh, and if she's not standing up very well because the pumpkin makes her top heavy, just you can felt the bottom a little bit more to, oops, to make her stand up. So yeah, just stab the bottom a little bit more to give her a little bit more of a firmer base to stand up on. There we go. Voila!